out there? It's your girl, Stacy Bullock Toke, host for Tools for Everyday Living. Look, I hope you all having a great day. And I know that if you are watching this show, by the time we are done here, you will be having a fantastic day. We have a wonderful guest on here today, but just like as always, I must give thanks and gratitude for the opportunity to be able to reach you all via whatever method you're watching it on, whether you're watching it on E360 TV, you're looking at the app on Roku, on Amazon, on my Facebook Live, or on YouTube. I know that this is going to be an exciting time for your life. I posted something and I said, this particular show, and there will be others, I'm positive, that will change your life in the moment that you're in. Get that? We're always in a different moment in life, and we have to know that there are specific things that we need for those specific moments. And one of the things that we're going to talk about today is motivation. The title of our show is The Ability to Adapt Quickly to Challenges and Staying Motivated to Do so. This topic was chosen by our guest, and let me tell you, I call him a musical genius. And I know that there's probably many, many around the world that say the same thing, or at least they have the same sentiments. And you're probably thinking, well, you're talking about motivation. And we saw in the little heading and stuff that the guest is a singer, a musician, and you just said a musical genius. So how in the world, your question may be, is a musical genius going to help us with motivation? Well, I've had the immense pleasure to watch him go through life's ups and downs as a musician, as a gifted and talented individual that is pursuing their life's mission. But I'm going to go ahead and bring him on and let everybody know that we have in the house with us today Mr. Gerald Pac-Man Dixon II. Welcome. Woo, that's right. That's right. Y'all hear the crowd cheering. Thank you for coming on today.
Hey, thank you for having me. It's an honor. All glory to God for this moment and opportunity.
Exactly. And you said the perfect word, opportunity. And if we are prepared when opportunities come up, it's easy for us to stay motivated.
Absolutely.
Because, yes, because when we stay prepared for the opportunity, regardless of what life brings us, that opportunity now becomes a part of the motivation. But I don't want to get too far into all of this. Like I said, I'm elated that you're here. I just want to give us a little bit of the Stacy ism regarding motivation. I did a little bit of studying, which I normally do because I don't like to talk to people about stuff that I'm not grounded with.
Okay.
And life itself is grounding us if we don't know it in motivation. But I
Yeah.
just want to give you some words that we can maybe use to paint a picture of what this means to everyday life and having it as a tool for everyday living. So according to psychology, motivation is a process that initiates and maintains certain behaviors needed to achieve a goal. Yeah, now that's the psychological part of it. But what does that mean? That means, in simpler terms, that we have to develop a way that will cause us to make a first move when life shows up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We just have to be like, oh, wait a minute, car broke down. We can't panic. We can't run. We can't leave it. We have to find within ourselves that, you know what, I know I'm going to figure out how to get this car fixed, even though sometimes we don't have the means to do it. But if we just have an automatic switch that goes on and switches us into a motivation and give us a reason to make that first move, because we got to make a move to go towards something. And the last thing that I want to say about this is that it will help us maintain these behaviors that we need to have in our tool belt. I was going to say pocket, but it just kind of reminded me of, yeah, it
Pocket.
reminded me of a friend of mine I have who's a grown man now, but he still has a little boy trait, is what I would call it. And he puts everything in his pocket. So that's why I thought about pocket, because I thought about little boys who put everything in their pocket. I have an adult son, and he put everything in his pocket. You
Yeah,
know,
I
it's
don't
like,
know where I'd be without my pockets.
what?
I don't know where I'd be without my
I
pockets.
was just getting ready to ask you, do you have that same thinking that I got to put it in my pocket?
I have graduated to a book bag, but yeah, it's not a yes. But most of my stuff, my important, essentials, so I got to get to
Mhm.
immediately, are always in my
Mhm.
pocket. But, yeah,
See, so, and I just, something else just popped in my head. I have a friend who's a designer, and one of her commercials was adamant about having a pocket in a dress. And the women in the commercial were just going crazy because, like, a pocket, a pocket. And I've done it myself, gone in the store and tried on something. As soon as I find out it has a pocket, I got to take it home. I just got to have it. But see, motivation. The pocket becomes a motivation. Motivation is to for us to achieve a goal. And I know we might not have gotten to this before now, but Gerald, give us some motivating reasons and goals that you had for moving from Detroit, I believe,
yeah, yeah. That was
to
definitely.
Los Angeles.
One of my motivating factors was, well, first of all, thank you for being on the show. And thank you for everybody tuning in and having this opportunity. I was just praying to God um, to be able to motivate, encourage, and inspire people across the world positively with
Mm.
music. I was in a sermon, and the pastor said that God, you know where you want to be when what you want wants you. And I know that at this point where I was, I won't say this as delicately as I can, but I needed more of a musical opportunity and experience. Um, so I knew that Los Angeles was calling me. I prayed about it, and I was here. I moved here, and also he wouldn't. Another word from there was he wouldn't place you anywhere where he wouldn't provide provision. And I was immediately provided provision from my sister. Shout out to Gervais. She helped me out with housing and as well as working to be motivated to follow my dreams, because my dream is to garner wealth and notoriety to be able to bring back to my family and be able to invest in my family and my community so that we're better with our finances, as well as have a cool, uh, great life, especially for my mom and for my dad, because they work so hard. And for me to be here, which motivates, there it is, which motivates me to keep going through many current hardship in my life at this point in time. Yes, thank God.
But look at you though. Nobody would know, and it's not our business to know. And oh man, what just popped in my head was and I didn't know we were gonna go here today, but I guess we going here.
Let's go for it. Let's
So
go for it.
there's a story in the Bible when Joseph was in the dungeon. And when he was in the dungeon, the king called for him. And the part that stuck out to me says that he washed his face, he changed his clothes, and he went from the dungeon to go see the king. But the reasoning why I'm saying this is because of what you just said. And
Definitely.
what I just brought up is that you would never know
Right.
because you're making a choice. So in motivation, we have to make choices. So you're making this choice to say, you know what? I'm gonna wash my face. I'm gonna come out here looking sharp as I always do. You a sharp dresser.
Thank you. Thank you.
And always looking like you are the king that you are, the star that you are. And I am so happy to be able to share that with you that I read many, many, many years ago, but I still teach on it today. And because of, you making that choice. And then you talked about your family. You don't hear a lot of young men talking about doing something for their mom and dad, not on a consistent basis. There are some out there, yes. And there will be more because of people like you. Tell us how you feel like you are using your motivation to impact a younger group.
I believe that just by perseverance and just kind of being myself and authentic self, discovering who that was, walking into the, as you call it, the musical geniusness. I think that kind of put me down a couple points. It's
Own
genius.
it.
And but just seeing like I'm lively and I'm happy to do what I'm called to do, what I believe that I'm called to do. I change and impact people's lives, whether it's a young child, a teenager, a young adult. The fact that I can affect them really brings me more purpose. Again, more, and it's like a continual cycle of, yeah, I know that I'm doing the right thing because what I asked for was to motivate, encourage, and inspire people across the world. And I'm glad to use that word to impact their lives. It takes me but I was recently out of town for my first tour out of the country, and just to see like a lot of our audience were children. A lot of our audience were children, and so my first international autograph was for a child that had so many questions as to what kept me going, and is it hard to do to play the saxophone, to play the piano, to perform? Like, is this something that you love to do? And I could emphatically say absolutely all the time. It is so rewarding. I get
Mm.
I get monetary and compensation from this. And it's funny because I still love to do it. So I love to do it whether I get paid for it or not. I prefer to get paid, but I still would love to do it and still give my all every single time. And people can feel genuine authenticity when you give your best, no matter what you do, whether it be a motivational speaker, whether it be cleaning up at a church, whether it be just playing the saxophone. As long as you always give your best, everybody will always feel and reward you for that. Especially God, He rewards you for following His purpose and being obedient. Which also, real quick, takes me back to even with Joseph cleaning his face and turn on new clothes, but he had to stay motivated before that to even get to that point to even try to see the king, because he could have been like, well, I mean, what's the point? It's been years at this point.
Right.
What's the point of even seeing the king? Why I need to clean my clothes up? I told I'm going to say Butler to put a good word in for me years ago, and for him to still trust on God and stay motivated for that. That was a very powerful, great example.
Absolutely. That is a very key point. I'm sitting up here. I forgot to pay attention to the time. I don't know if we're supposed to be taking a break right now, but I'm not ready yet.
Can you hear that wonderful ice cream truck making that noise? Can you hear that in the
we
background?
can, we
Okay,
can, we
give me
can.
just a second. I'll be right back.
You just get ready to run out for a minute. You bring us something back now. I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna come right back. We are so excited that you all are here with us. And we're going to come back and delve more into motivation and we're gonna come right back to where we left off
Okay.
about needing to have this in your system sometimes for years
Amen.
before you actually see anything happen. But like I said, we'll be right back.
Right.
I'm Stacy Bullock, and I'm committed to waking your power to bounce back quickly from life's challenges. I've learned there is power in resilience. There was a point in my life when I closely identified with the Sade song, Soldier of Love. Mostly what I identified with was the part that says, I've lost the use of my heart, but I'm still alive. Doubt, disappointment, rejection, it left a stain on my soul. But that's the place where our determination lives. And that's the place where we have to dig in and find resilience so that we can bounce back. I have taken all of that disappointment and despair, and now I use it as a catalyst. It has become my energy to fight to become a better, a stronger human being every day. Why do I do this? 2 reasons. So I can help you understand that you can become better, and that you can become stronger, and then you can survive any situation. The second reason is because I was born to do it. I am a transformational speaker who can help you know that there is power after pain.
Every day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day, living every day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day, living tools for every day,
Like I said, we are back, and I hope y'all enjoyed that music because the creator is right here on the screen with you. And no,
Yes. Both of us. Nice, best one.
yes, the musical genius. You hear him singing, producing. Oh my goodness, it's awesome. But look, let's get back to what we were talking about. Having to have motivation, sometimes knowing that you have this end goal, because that's where I think we should sometimes start. What you think? You think we should start at the end
Yeah.
with the
So we can see where we're going. That's why, yeah.
yeah, we have to have this vision already so deeply rooted in us that we refuse to give up. And that's what I see in you all the time, and that's what I was talking about when I said for well, not me, excuse me, psychology was talking about developing. We have to develop this mentality. We have to establish this thought process in our mind, and it becomes us.
It becomes
So
our
we have,
lifestyle. Mm-hmm.
yeah, yes, for sure, becomes our lifestyle. We throw the word around quite a bit now, but I just want to know, what is your definition of motivation? Not necessarily your definition, but what does it mean to you?
Motivation means, for the most part, to keep going and putting aside emotions to the point of like disappointment and discouragement, putting away fear, putting away it depends on the person, but for me, putting away the fear, putting away the doubt, just to make sure that you do what you're supposed to do, whether that be to do music, to fulfill God's purpose, to do your homework, practice, and put the motivation, because like you said, if you see the end goal, the reason why I have to practice, the reason why I have to keep networking, the reason why I may have to play out on the street, the bus to get network, is because I'm trying to reach other people. In order to reach those other people, to be able to help my family and get the money and get the wealth and the notoriety. I have to keep going. So that is the end goal. And they can't see that unless I then provide that for them. So that's they can't see that into fruition unless I provide that that what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, Jesus. That I provide that this energy, that provide the energy to keep pressing forward toward my. I think I answered that question in a long way, but at the
Yeah,
same
you did that. That was very well, because the word that I heard last was energy. And when I would, it amazes me when you just study, when you just ask questions and then go search and find out, what does this mean? And so energy, I was studying one day, and it says for physics, it means it is excuse me. Oh yeah, you need these two components to get power. And what you were talking about when you said you want to do these things for your family, and you need certain things to come to fruition, but you have to put forth some effort and energy. And effort and energy in physics equals power.
The Jesus evident. That's the way I came up with that word.
Right. And so we need to understand that as human beings, we are this great big ball mass of energy. And if we don't put forth the effort, though, to use the energy that we have, and listen to me out here, young people, use your energy now. Cause it gets low. I won't say it runs out, but I'm going to say that it gets low. And then there are times it's like, oh my gosh, I really don't feel like doing it, and I don't have the energy to do it. And that's what it means when it says to work while it's day. Because at night, when things get a little dimmer, things get, older people don't even like driving at night for several reasons. The sight is challenged, it's dim, it's dark. You can't see. You used that word a few minutes ago. You can't see. And if we can't see, then we don't have vision, then we don't know what the end result is.
Amen.
Then we don't have motivation because we don't have an end result.
Yeah.
I think we just tapped into something. How do I keep going? Because that was something that you said too.
Yeah.
How do I keep going? You mentioned earlier that, there were many, 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 many things that you have gone through. I know of some of them, and some of it, I'm like, I don't even know what my mind would do. But I watch you and I'm like, he's still smiling. He's still doing praise and worship, leading as if, it were the stadium, and life was great and everything is absolutely wonderful. Would you call motivation a why?
Yeah, absolutely. And because again, God being one of my major motivations because of what He's assigned me to do, I just know that I wouldn't have anything in my vessel to be able to use this energy or anything without Him. So I give Him my all at any opportunity that I can, whether it be singing, whether that be playing, whether that just be speaking life into someone, or whether it be jokes. And I love my puns, just to make people smile. That really motivates me, and that gives me the why. Seeing like some people that may have came with low energy, and then you having that high energy, that positive energy can be spread around to people, and they're smiling, they're engaged. There's been many times when you be at the open mics that I'm at. Shout out to Swam, and sometimes it's a little slower. It's a little slow, but at the same time that people are still trying to be engaged and be involved, and then I give them that authentic energy that God gave me, and then now everybody's kind of dancing, jumping, smiling, and now it's lively. So it's all for a purpose, and I'm thankful for God for that.
That's a good word there. Purpose. It's all for a purpose. There and sometimes, guess what? We don't even know the purpose. Now I've seen you lift the room at Swam, because sometimes I don't know.
Hmm.
People just getting off work, and
Hmm.
they haven't quite unwound yet. But I've seen you make people come alive, and that is an awesome gift to have, to be able to do that. And I was going to ask you, how does it affect our lives, but I think you already answered it. Bring an atmosphere of joy.
Yeah.
Everybody can't do that. So how do you think that, life has challenged you, but how do you think you keep building your motivation?
Um, just to be a little more candid, so uh, I went to Belgium. It was Belgium, Europe. Everything was fine. I was so excited. I was like, man, thank God this opportunity, knowing the right people and being in the right place. I just stayed positive the whole entire time. Got back home, and then life liked me. Life liked me, and I went into a mode of anxiety and panic attacks. I went through a lot of anxiety and panic attacks in the month of February, causing me to fall behind on finances. And to me, what really motivated me, besides my purpose to be here, was one, having a supportive circle, such as yourself. Shout out to uh, my girl Kiki, my family, my mom, my dad, my friend Riri, my friend Maestro, E-Ray, my dad, my brother, my sister, that helped me through those times, because God will supply you. Again, he wouldn't put you anywhere he wouldn't provide provision. So I know that was like an attack from the enemy to shame, like to shut me down, because I was just such a high energy. So it motivated me to know that I must be on the right path, because of the fact that I'm being attacked this way. And I knew that I couldn't give up. So especially now, the only thing that kept me motivated to keep on just doing life uh, was just to do music. So why not give my all? Because I mean, the enemy's trying to take all of me. So I'm gonna give all my all to God, and He's gonna handle the rest. And even though I'm still dealing with those financial issues right now, it's fine. I mean, I'm still clearly, I don't look like what I've been through. Shout out to Woody for the haircut, and shout out to Kiki for the hair. But yeah, it kind of it makes me tear up, because you mentioning that I don't look like what I've been through really, really speaks wonders, because all of us right now may be going through anything, whether it be relationships with family members, relationships with people, finances, addictions, and everything. Just know that God can still pull you through. And as long as you, again, remember, as one guy said to me, the main thing. Remember to keep the main thing, and keep that motivation. And whether you might have to, you may have to take another route, but you're still looking forward. Even if you take 2 steps back, you don't have to look backwards when you walk back. You can still just take 2 steps back to still see your goal, to still see your vision, and like, oh wait, I didn't see this path here. I didn't see this path here. Now I can, but I'm still heading towards the same goal, which is what God purposed me to do. Amen.
The end goal.
The
The
end goal.
end goal is to fulfill the purpose that God created us for. I mean, why else would we want to get up in the morning?
Right.
Because life, as you said, lifed me. Life is going to life us whether we want to or not. Stay here for a while, and trust me, it will show up. But that's why we have to have motivation. And that's why we also, what the clip talked about earlier, was being resilient, because resiliency will cause us also to want to come back quickly. And the motivation gives us the process of how to come back quickly. Ooh, I'm glad that was recorded.
Amen.
I think I'm gonna need that one myself. That's why we have tools, so we can reach in and grab it and say, "Oh, wait a minute, hold up, wait, I need something that is going to catapult me, I can use as my catalyst." So
Amen.
that's what I call it, and I call disappointments, rejections, and all those things. I have other words for them, like shaper and developer. And my catalyst. I smile and I laugh and I'm like, okay, that's what you wanted to do. That's what you just said, though. You said that
Mhm.
because all of this was wanting to come at you, you're gonna go right back at it.
All right.
There's another scripture that Paul said. Paul in Corinthians, he said that there's a great work for me to do, but there are many that oppose me. But in his very next sentence, he said, but I'm going to stay here. I'm paraphrasing though. He said, but I'm going to stay right here in Ephesus, even though I know that life is going to life me. I'm going to stay here because there's a great work for me to do. There's a great purpose for us to fulfill. Everybody under the sound of our voice, there is a great purpose for you to fulfill. And we're going to take another short break and we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about this motivation. And then we're going to hear some music. Yay!
Yay.
Have you found yourself wondering, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Recognizing the stranger in the mirror is the book for you. It helps us to unravel the mystery of who you really are, revealing your life's passion and why you should unveil the real you to the world. We need you. You are valuable and necessary for those who are connected to you. Do not be afraid to peek in and discover all your gifts and talents to share. It's real freedom when we reveal our authenticity. Stacy Bullock is a 2-time best-selling author, transformational speaker, and host of Tools for Everyday Living TV show. She is committed to igniting resilience, personal transformation, and building life skills of her audiences and clients. The author of 2 previously written self-help books, Beaten Oil and Regain Power Through Resilience. Don't let your brain go numb. Stacy imparts lessons that teaches readers to utilize their light as a guide for others, and discovering inner strength and resiliency to bounce back when life throws curveballs. Stacy may be reached for speaking engagements, leadership and employee training, and life skills coaching via her email at stacy@powerandresilience.com.
Hey, we're back. I'm your girl, Stacy Bullock, host of Tools for Everyday Living. We are here today with Gerald Pac-Man Dixon II. And we're talking, yeah. One day I'm going to figure out how to put some, so I should have asked you to do it, some cheering in the background.
Yeah,
I could do it. I could do it on videos, but I haven't figured it out on here yet. But I'm going to figure it out because that's just the way God has wired us. He wired us to be curious and figure things out. And speaking of that, so motivation, it's a process. And we have been talking about processes actually as we've been speaking.
Yeah.
But I want to know, how do we build this? How do we make sure that we're ready? Because we're clearly warning a whole lot of people right now that life is going to life you. I like that. I'm sure that's something that you young folks out there saying right now.
Life be life.
Life be life. And I think back in the day for me, it probably was something like, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Yeah, it's always something. My dad would say something.
Right. But I actually like life be liking better because you don't really have a negative connotation if you're listening to the words. But in the other sentence, it's, kind of gave some credence to the things that may swirl around in our lives. And I don't like giving credence to none of it. Like I said, I use it. Like you said earlier, you want to bring it, then I'm coming at you bringing it too. But how did you build that to get to that place to even want to do that?
Well, Life, for sure, church, God is a very strong foundation. Ironically, I'm listening to the song right now by Maverick City, Cody Carnes, "Firm Foundation." That's what helps build everything. My favorite part of the song is the rain came and the wind blew, but my house was built on you. I'm safe with you. I'm going to make it through. And that's just what you just keep believing in that, because I know that I'm following what God has for me and I see the vision. That's how I continue to build, and I surround against myself with positive influence as well as critical uh, influence as well, just to kind of also self-reflect and taking accountability for the things that I can do, that I can't do, that I wasn't having enough integrity for, and not beat myself up too much for not attaining it. As you see other people be successful, like I think I was talking about the other day, how I post all these videos on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, Facebook, and they'll get like maybe 200, 300 views. Then I'll just put another video of me eating some chips, 6,000 views. And I was like, well, maybe that can definitely deplete my motivation. I'm like, what am I doing with this? Like, I'm doing all this work. I spent years in music. I spent minutes in chips. So I'm like, either way, I know it's all building, because at least, but see, like the positive part is people see me and then like, oh, what else does this guy do? And so now they can see the music videos. Now they can see the motivational things that I do. Now they can see what other life is, instead of thinking like, oh, well, I guess I should just go ahead and eat some more chips or some hot dogs or something like that, or some Reese cups. But yeah, like that's how I build. I make sure that I, one, read my word, pray. I watch a particular certain videos on YouTube that deal with accountability, listening to, again, the word. I'm following friends, asking them for advice, asking my parents for advice, asking you for advice. So just people that are wise, that are grounded, as well as just learning from my own life experience and talking to God.
Amen. That's what I was like, okay, and yeah, amen. There is an amen to that. And I was gonna have a question that says, is your motivation producing? But you don't even have to answer that verbally, because can you show us your motivation producing in music, and just give us a little prelude to something, because I know that, out of calamity, sometimes, as they say, chaos, disappointment, hurt, pain, comes out the most brilliant sounds sometimes. And a lot of artists, they they produce out of the emotion, but the motivation is still the same. Your music is still going to inspire, it's still going to motivate somebody, but it's doing it through your experiences as well. So play us some music, and we're going to go to break after we listen a little while, but I'm going to be quiet and get off the screen. Gerald Pac-Man Dixon II, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot to do the applause thing. I'm gonna find it on the break. But I also just want to say that this saxophone here was also through the help of Stacy. I do thank you for everything. When last year my instruments were stolen, saxophone, piano, and the other saxophone was stolen, but Stacy saw fit, and God was able to to give her the resources to be able to sponsor you to the saxophone. So I'm about to just kind of freestyle what God is going to tell me to play. And here we go.
Hi, this is Stacy Bullock of Ordered Steps Incorporated, and I am here with Miss S, and she has been one of our favorite clients who we were able to assist. And I'm going to let her tell you all what it means to her for her to be assisted.
Okay, well, before I met Stacy, I'd been homeless for about 20 years here in Long Beach, California. But since I met Stacy, I mean, she got messy involved with me, and now I'm inside. We've been inside for a little over 2 years, and we're doing better. Me and my dog Coco. And I mean, she's helped me out so much, I don't know what to do.
Come out and join Ordered Steps Incorporated for a great cause. We are educating and training formerly incarcerated female veterans and homeless women.
Let's go. All right.
Celebrate! Celebrate! Yes! Magnificent! Celebrate! Celebrate!
We are amazing!
You're amazing! You gotta celebrate. The music celebrate.
And my mic was muted. And we are back. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for playing for us. We certainly appreciate it. I tell people all the time that if somebody can take an inanimate object and cause it to have this melodious sound to come out of it, I'm a fan. I just happen to be actually more of a fan probably of yours than most artists because I know you and I know that you are a genuine person. I know that you are a kind-hearted person, that you love people. And, you know, sometimes it's not always that way in the music arena. And I think that if you would you agree with me and say that motivation, love is a motivation?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The love that I have for my family, the love I have for my friends, the love that I have for God, the love that I have for my passion to play, and this the love I have for myself is the motivation to do better, to be better, and just to think better. It all starts with love. Everything begins with love.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Everything begins and ends with love, and there's nothing that can go against it. You know, if you show somebody love, and I believe that they're in their right mind, it breaks down walls, it breaks down barriers, it breaks down misunderstandings. It just gives us a awesome way to look at life. And I say that love is a tool that we have to have in our arsenal at all times, because like you said, life is going to life us. But if we have love, I believe that we can stay motivated, encouraged to do just about anything. And but it takes work. We could talk about, our definition that we had, and one of the words that I didn't say in the definition though was initiate. I kind of broke it down when I said that we have to have something that's going to cause us to move first, to make that first move. And when you like somebody and you're like, oh, I want to make a move, and I want to head in their direction. I want to show them who I am, and so we have to have the ability to initiate. That's a tool. To the ability to maintain what we develop. Development is a tool, meaning that we have a goal. So tool of goals is a tool. We have to make sure that we have them, that we know them. And just popped in my head, give us a goal that you have that you want to see happen before 2024 gets here.
Actually, I actually accomplished one of the goals. And my goal was to be a part of a video that was going to get at least 1 million views. And I technically was in one earlier this week. There's just in the industry of world of music, you just want more people to see you. So then you get more people talking about you. So you get more opportunities to be in more places and everything. So the fact that I was able to be a part of the Band on Fire band, Band on Fire band. That is what they say. Band on Fire band, and be able to help out and be a part of that was such a exciting experience. And I also want to say, like, as far as another tool as what it helps me get there to use is rest. Rest indeed. Definitely helps. Keeps you motivated because it keeps you from being drained, because you can't pour out what you don't have to pour in. So, but that's one of the goals. Another goal is just to be able to have a little bit more stability in my life. And I know that God got me and he won't fail. He's been through a whole bunch of generations and he still won't fail yet. And so I'm just continuing to trust in him. So yeah, we got resilience, we got love, we got energy, we got motivation, we got rest. I think I missed one, but we still got it good. Did I miss anything, Stacy? I think you're still muted. You're still muted. You probably saying some good things, but I still can't hear you because you muted.
And neither could the world. But hey, life happens and we keep moving, right? But yes, I'm in total agreement 100%. And you didn't miss anything. But I was saying that we could probably sit here all day and all night and come up with different reasons of different tools that we are going to need every single day. Sometimes you get to a certain point in life, and you gave us an excellent tool just now. Rest. Just rest. It's okay. And because if we don't, we might find ourselves in a resting position, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to have to be made to rest. We want to rest on our own. God rest on the seventh day.
He'll make you rest if you don't listen to him.
If you don't listen. But you said something earlier, and I just want to bring up this point because I wrote it down during one of the commercials. And you said, how can we give somebody something? I'm paraphrasing what you said. If we don't have it, we can't pour out what we don't have. And I wrote down, how can we do this for others unless what we're talking about, the behaviors that we are developing, if they're not in us, I can't talk to you about rest if I haven't taken the opportunity to rest.
Exactly.
I cannot give you something that I don't have. I can't even lead you in a direction to get where you need to go so that we can reach our end goal. We are here to reach and fulfill the purpose and the will of God for our lives. But we're going, you know what, time is running out, but we already got you slotted to come back. So
Oh yeah, we do, don't we?
we do. So give us a nugget for this end of this show, because this is definitely not the end at all.
Okay. What popped in my heart is it's not over and you're not finished as long as every single day you wake up. You wake up to fulfill another purpose, to fulfill God's purpose, to make someone smile, to make you smile. I would also say seek things that are therapeutic, whether that be a therapist, whether that be to exercise, whether that be to read a book, whether that to be to join a group that exercise, like a biking club or like hiking or chess or video games, something that's positive to you, that still gives you the motivation, or that also stabilizes you in a way of, because when you're following your dreams, it can get very hectic, and you can be enveloped in a lot of some of the negativity or just some of the stress, and not really taking the time to rest, to realize, you know what, 4 years ago I was in Detroit. And I didn't take the time. If I never just took the time to be like, oh, I'm still alive and able, and to a certain extent stable in a whole nother city, by myself, but supported by my family and friends. And but yeah, it's like if I never really took the time to appreciate that, I never would realize how much I've grown. Whether that even be to play the tenor sax. I didn't play the tenor sax about even 2 years ago. I didn't play this at all. The skills that I've gotten, and I just thank it and give it all to God for providing me with tools for every day.
Yes. That was awesome. I almost clicked this all off, but I forgot. That was like the perfect ending to the show. I just want to reiterate. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Tell the people how to find you.
Oh, okay. So if you can see it, this guy here, me, you actually can scan that QR code, and you actually can get in contact with booking. You can find me on Instagram at Pac-Man Music, PACMANMUSIC _ Some other yellow guy has the name Pac-Man. I'm trying to work on that to get that taken care of. You find me on Facebook at Gerald Pac-Man Dixon II, and all of the music that I have come out with since 2017 is on all music platforms: YouTube, Apple Music, Tidal, Google Play, Rhapsody, LimeWire, Black Planet. Now we're working on Black Planet. And I believe I've answered most of that, of how to find me. I'm also in LA, and if you would like me to come to your city, feel free to scan that QR code and email me, and we can work out a way to play in the city and play for you. And I just want to say again, thank you to God. Thank you to my mom, my sister D'Angela, sister Gervais, my auntie Lisa, auntie Mary, my brother Dante, my brother Donald, my girl Kiki, Crenshaw, E-Ray, Maestro, Stacy Bullock, my father Gerald the first, my grandfather Nolly. If I'm missing anybody else, I apologize, but I thank everybody that has gotten me to this exact point at this moment in time, and I love you so much. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. And they are pouring out so much love to you with their shout outs and their amens. And I've popped a few of them up on the screen. I hope you can see it. But I just want us all to just remember that we have to develop and establish and build this thing called motivation. We have to find consistent behaviors that give us, soon as something show up, soon as life shows up, we automatically jump into I got this mode.
Yep.
I can take care of this. We don't jump into a mode of, oh no, nope.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna
As soon as
figure
you
it
feel your body sink, sit up straight.
Mhm.
Take a breath, maybe rest for a moment, but always remember to align your thinking with the tool of motivation and positivity, and you're going to be all right.
Yes, we are.
Everything is going to be just fine.
Just
Join
fine.
us every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for tools for everyday living. I am your girl, Stacy Bullock, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Love you.
I don't like it. I don't like the way it is playing itself out, but I will not allow it to penetrate my safe space. We got to keep that sacred and set apart and consecrated. Don't let nothing infiltrate that space of peace and love and joy and meekness, and give you more faith and give you the space that gives you hope, that space that allows you to maintain your self-control. That is a wonderful place to be able to turn on at will.